So the world's first fully AI metal band has finally released a full studio album. Hello to everybody on Twitch, where we're filming right now, YouTube later. We did a video on this band quite a few months ago. The band is called the Frostbite Orkings. I've been finding out more and more about this project over the last few months because we're trying to figure out, is this really real AI bands from this made-up fictional universe? Kind of looks like, you know, like Lord of the Rings, like the Shire and Mordor and all this stuff. And I really dove into this because, as we talked about before, when I first saw it, I thought it was like fully AI, like they maybe trained it on other music and stuff like that. But the cool thing is, for people that are against AI and don't like that AI learns from other things or anything like that that exists, you have nothing to worry about. They do not train this AI off of music that already exists. There's actually a fantastic interview that Nick Nocturnal had with one of the people from the team that does Metalverse, where this team is made up of musicians and like software engineers and data people and stuff. And they have trained this AI all kinds of different music. And what I mean by that is they refer to the AI as the machine, and they literally plug into it and just play it riffs and stuff like that. Even the drums on their songs are from actual drum tones and hits that they have played for it. So it's not like it's using electronic drums or anything like that. They even had like a linguist like teach it voices. So that's where the lyrics and the voice are coming from. Now, it's not quite as simple as them just pressing a button and it cranking out a fully mixed and mastered song. That is what they're aiming for, which is wild. But they did say that at this current point, once they've trained this thing for like weeks and months, and it's been a couple of years actually, they've trained this AI by playing to it and teaching it words and stuff like that. It starts to crank out music. And a lot of the times it doesn't crank out a full song that works really well. So they take different parts that it's come up with at different times and they put it all together and stuff like that. But it's getting so advanced that at like the click of a button, they can tell it to do different things. And then for their releases, they have actually had a producer, like an audio engineer, like mix it. But they said without it even being mixed, it's still like 90% there. So think of it this way. If you're against the AI band model, one, it's all for fun. This company has even said, they're like, we don't think AI is ever going to replace like real musicians or anything like that. Think of it like the AI is each members of a band that go into a studio and record, but there are still producers and audio engineers in there taking care of everything. Like that's kind of how it is. But with all that out of the way, we got 2 singles from the Frostbite Orkings that came out. And me personally, I thought they were both really good, like really good melodic death metal. I was blown away. I couldn't believe that it was the machine that cranked all of that out. Like it was really, really cool. But anyways, I have it. I have their very first album right here. It's called The Orcish Eclipse. And I sat down and listened to it yesterday. And I gotta say, if nobody ever told me it was AI, I never would have known. It's mixed good. It's got good parts. I will fully admit, I wanted to like it more than I did. It's not that it was bad. It just wasn't super memorable, if you know what I mean. Like their first 2 singles they released, Guardians of Time and Bye Bye Wintertime, had like very memorable choruses and hooks and stuff. And there wasn't anything super standoutish on this, but it was very good. It was great. Like I even worked out to it again. It was great working out. Melodeath, like Viking sounding music. I really enjoyed it, but I'm curious to see what happens in the future with this. And as of right now, official chart numbers are not in, but this album was charting on iTunes sales. So like people are listening to it. It's wild. But this whole thing really made me sit and start thinking about what the future of music is going to look like with AI, because AI is being used in music now, like by real people, like in the studio. I'm not saying that what you're listening to was made with AI, I'm just saying it's used to like assist and help with certain things in the studio. But with an actual band that's fully made up of an AI machine with fictional members cranking stuff out, I really wonder how that's going to translate to the general public. Because the thing about actual bands and artists, so there's a human element of connection there. People fall in love with the music that reaches them and speaks to them. And then they start enjoying the person behind that music. And even if they don't know that person, there's a connection there. And sometimes we see that connection go too far with like extreme super fans and stuff like that. But I'm wondering with something like this, how is the general public going to take an AI band? Because there really is no connection there. Unless your connection is to the people that are on the team that have come up with all of this stuff. And even further than that, I wonder how this is going to translate live. Because as I know publicly, they haven't talked about like doing anything live. Thinking about it blows my mind. I know we joked on the last video, like, what are you gonna, even if it, like, let's say they go on like a club tour, you're still probably going to need an audio engineer, a lighting director. You're going to need a tour manager. You're going to have crew. You'll have no band, but you'll have a crew. Unless they wound up going a route kind of like Gorillaz or Deathclock, where they actually did hire, you know, session touring musicians to play live and then had like a video wall of the orcs or something like that. Yeah, it'd be like, yeah, like you're saying in chat, MikeBot just said like a more advanced Gorillaz. I could imagine it would be something like that. But here's the wild thing, and I have this on good authority. Not only do I have this on good authority, I know this is a fact. There are booking agents in different continents that want to sign this Metalverse thing up to contracts now, so that when they are ready to live or ready to play live, they already have booking agents. There are legitimately booking agents in the industry that are interested in booking this band. So that tells me that the industry itself is ready for something like this and thinks it's going to work. I don't know what kind of human connection or what kind of fan interaction you would have with an AI band. I don't imagine that this would be pre-recorded music. I gotta think something like this would work with an actual live band. I don't know, like Raygor in chat said, I don't know if I would be interested going to see something that was just pre-recorded music, but I don't know. Like this whole thing is mind-blowing to me still. In a couple years, is AI technology gonna be to the point where it could could it improvise live? Like if they played one of the songs that was on their album, could it like throw in like a random solo, or could it like improvise like a breakdown or something? I don't know, dude. It's crazy. The whole thing is crazy. And I'm just curious what you guys, as well as music fans, kind of think about the whole situation or have any questions. Tuba Cuba just said, could it improvise crowd interactions? That's wild. That's a wild question. Could it, if you had like the AI, the machine on stage, could it interact with a crowd? If there was a fight in the crowd, could the AI stop the band and say, hey, knock that shit off? I don't know, dude. Raygor said, but if AI made the music, who as a musician is going to want to play it live? I mean, that's the same thing as being a touring musician, dude, or a session musician for like a pop artist or a country artist. There's no difference. You're playing somebody else's music. So I don't think that would be an issue at all. I don't think anybody would have any issue playing parts that were already came up with by an AI. Carligula brings up a great point to that. As long as it's playable, you can play the music with hired musicians. It's been the same with Bach and Beethoven.
Beethoven. Are they down with the Beatles?
Yeah, exactly. There are orchestras and people that are playing dead musicians and dead composers' music that's been going on for decades. So I don't think there's any difference with something like that. Yeah, I agree. I think they'd have to pull off something with a live band like Deathclock and maybe have like a video wall with like the orc stuff going. At this point in time, I don't know if you could convince an entire crowd to pay for tickets to go listen to something that was pre-recorded with just like video or something like that. Could you feel connected to an AI singer, rapper, band despite being an AI? I don't know. Never been in that situation. Like for me, I'm aware that this project is AI, so when I listen to it, I'm not even really thinking about it, to be honest. I just like the songs. So regardless of what it is, like, I like it. But the fact that I know that it's AI kind of makes it cool to me. It's almost like I said, it's kind of like, you know, human ingenuity, human engineering made this. It's not like the AI came up with everything. There's a big team of humans behind this that have created everything. So if anything, I think that makes it cool to show what, you know, humans have been able to do with technology. Sid Deathrock brings up a good point. Said, I feel like it would be the same as feeling connected to a movie or video game character. I would say more like video game character, because at least with a lot of movies, unless it's a cartoon or animated, like it's human actors. Video game I could see. And what if AI helps with songwriting? I mean, that's the other conversation that's brought up. And you know, I saw in the interview with one of the people for this project is that's something that they even have talked about amongst themselves. Like their whole goal with this, like they said, is to not try and ruin music at all. And they have thought about how this could be used more in a kind of, I think, what we would consider a negative way, where it's like, could this technology be used someday for a band to literally just come up with the song without writing it? Could they just plug in parameters into an AI and be like, write us a hit rock song? And could an AI crank that out? You never know. I don't think the technology is there yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was there soon. I wouldn't be surprised if in some capacity right now, AI was being used for songwriting, but not for entire songs. Like maybe with lyrics, something like that. But like there's no AI that's cranking out full songs for bands right now. Yeah, as Duke John just said, who knows how many lyrics from 2023 were ChatGPT made. Let's do it right now. Write me lyrics for a hit song that sounds like Nickelback. Look at this graph. God damn. All right. Let's look at our first verse. Driving down this old town road, the memories unwind, a faded photograph, a love we left behind, guitar string strumming in the back of my mind. I'm searching for the place where we once felt so alive. I mean, that sounds like something Chad Kroeger would write. Let's be 100% honest. The chorus says, I want to feel the thunder in the pouring rain. I want to taste the freedom, break away from all the pain. Singing loud, screaming out every word I know with a burning heart. Yeah, I'll never let go. These sound like fucking Nickelback lyrics. I mean, you guys get what I'm saying. There might be artists out there that are using stuff like this already. But in terms of writing actual big songs, like fully structured and stuff like that, that is not happening. Bosty just said, yet. No, that's true, man. Technology is progressing so fast. We don't know how this is going to be used going forward in the future. It's going to be wild. I'm curious to see what happens with it, but I just wanted to discuss this a little because the AI thing still kind of blows my mind. It's something I still don't fully comprehend. I just know that listening to their album and their songs, like whether it's AI or not, like I enjoyed it and I'll still listen to it. But anyways, thank you guys for being here for this little discussion. If you're watching on YouTube later, let me know your thoughts. I'm curious to see where all this kind of stuff goes in the future, or it's going to end up like Terminator and we're all going to get Skynetted and we're not going to have to worry about it anyways. So whatever. Or who knows? Maybe AI takes over and then forces humans to be its entertainment and write songs for it. But anyways, guys, thank you once again for being here. If you want to join us on Twitch, if you're watching on YouTube, you can go to twitch.tv/tankthetech where we talk about this stuff a lot. I'm also on a ton of different social media. @TankTheTech is my handle on just about everything. But until next time, wherever you are in the world, how do I end this? Stay safe, be kind to each other. I love you all, and I'll see you very soon.